Alright, welcome back to another edition of Food Sack. Today on the show I'm looking at a drink, and it's a drink that I've actually had several times before, but never in Australia. So, with some more info about that, we'll just cross live to the studio. Let's have a look. Alright, today on the show we're looking at something I thought I would never see in Australia. It is Boss Coffee. It's made its way from Japan and has come to our shores. Now, as a special exclusive interview, I actually have the head of Suntory Beverages in front of me. Thank you for joining us.
はじめまして、よろしくお願いします。
Now, how do I say your name? Is it Ekidai?
Chairo
Ekidai. Okay, cool, thanks. Mr. Ekidai, after many years of success in Japan, you've decided to bring canned coffee to Australia. Why is that?
オーストラリアのアイスコーヒー業界は成熟していて、洗練されていて、コーヒーにこだわりがあり、うるさい人が多いです。
Okay. I love the Boss Coffee commercials in Japan where Tommy Lee Jones plays an alien pretending to be a Japanese person.
ただ、この惑星では、よし彼ないと出会えない缶コーヒー。
They were really fun.
そうですね。その CM はとても人気がありますね。ジョーンズさんはとぼけた演技が上手ですね。
Did you get any pushback on the fact that it's a white guy, like, pretending to be a Japanese person?
CM のユーマは日本人をバカにしてるのではないと思います。白人の彼が日本人がよく見せる仕草を見せることが受けているのだと思います。
Fair enough. Now, I'm also curious, on the Japanese cans, the logo is smoking a pipe, but on the Australian one, he's not. What's the deal?
まあそれは内緒です。口を滑らせない。My lips are sealed.
Hey, your English is pretty good.
いや下手。
Nice.
まだ下手。
That's very good, very good. All right, well, Mr. Ekidai, thank you for your time.
こちらこそありがとうございました。
Well, there we have it. Back to you in the car. All right, thank you very much for that. Very interesting, yes. So, we're looking at Boss Coffee today. This is the iced latte flash brew. They also have just the straight black coffee as well. That's the only two varieties you can get in Australia so far. In Japan, they have it must be 100 varieties, often in the same vending machine. If you've ever been to Japan, you would have seen Boss Coffee everywhere. Anyway, let's have a look. Wow. Yep, this tastes exactly like it does in Japan. It is even brewed in Japan. I think it says that somewhere. Yep, made in Japan from local and imported ingredients. As I said, they have a lot of these in Japan and a lot of different varieties. But to be honest, most of them, I tried a few different ones. The only difference between them seems to be the percentage of milk. They all had the same basic flavor. It's very smooth, but still with a definite coffee taste. The biggest difference between the Boss Coffee and the Australian iced coffee is that this is far less sweet. So don't drink this expecting anything as sweet as a dare, which is essentially just flavored milk. It's just coffee flavored milk, really, and then with a ton of sugar added. Boss Coffee, sugars, it is 2.7 grams per 100 mils. So compared to the Dare iced coffee, I think it's 9.9 grams of sugar per 100 mils. I don't know how that compares to a Bundaberg rum flavored ice break either, which you would have to be clinically insane to drink, I think. If that doesn't give you diarrhea, then I don't think anything will. That's another point. I think Boss Coffee, it is in the safe zone Like, you probably won't get diarrhea from this. I can't promise you anything, but it's a very mild sort of coffee flavor. Not a ton of milk. I don't know, they get the balance pretty good. You know, every morning in Japan, millions of people on their way to work will pop in at a convenience store, grab one of these and a rice ball, and they're good to go for the morning. And it's not hard to see why that is. Yeah, a real good balance of the water, the milk, and the coffee. They have a special brewing process, flash brew. That's the key to the brewing process of Boss Coffee in Japan. I don't know if that's just marketing hogwash or if that's actually true, but it is a good taste. I wouldn't compare it to a freshly barista-made cafe latte, but it does have its own special spot. I do wonder if this will take off in Australia. Iced coffee is pretty well developed in Australia. This is a bit different to iced coffee, but we'll see. So I thought it would be interesting to compare it to the Japanese one as well. I actually have a can of premium Boss Coffee all the way from Japan. And there are some differences. Now, I was surprised they still keep it in the steel can. You'll notice here, like, I'm pushing as hard as I can. I made a small dent, but I barely made a dent here. That's because coffee in Japan, or canned coffee in Japan, is sold in steel cans, not aluminium. That's because carbonated beverages have enough pressure to keep aluminium from being dented, but being non-carbonated, the coffee doesn't quite have enough pressure to keep aluminium in its shelf-ready shape. So they use steel because it doesn't dent that way. So pretty strong can. They've kept that, which is good. One other point of difference, I don't really know why they did this, but it's very strange. 237 mils, like not 220, not 230, not 240, but 237 mils. Again, I'm not sure why that is. Maybe they wanted to keep the can the same size as V's. This is being distributed by Frucor Suntory. Now, Frucor, they distribute V in Australia, so it's the V people that are bringing this out. So it's another small difference. The tin is a different size. Still the same girth. One more difference that was alluded to in that interview is that his pipe is gone. His pipe is gone in Australia. Look, in Japan he's smoking a pipe. That's what makes him the boss. That's what makes him look cool. This is just some guy now. In fact, I heard it was based on the American author William Faulkner. But anyway, they got rid of his pipe. And I asked Frucor Suntory why this is. I sent them an email and they wrote back, it's because of the tobacco advertising standards in Australia. They're so strict that you can't even have a guy smoking a pipe on a can of coffee. So, you know, another win for the nanny state. Horrible. This is worse than when they renamed Big Boss cigars Big Boss Dynamite Sticks, because apparently dynamite sticks are preferable to cigars for young kids. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, I consumed several hundreds of these in my time in Japan. They always hit the spot, the little caffeine hit. Actually, that's it. They give the caffeine hit without that bloated feeling you get from iced coffee in Australia. And they're not quite as diarrhea inducing either. So that's good. Ooh. So they're being released in Australia just in time for summer. It's really hot. We'll see if it takes off. As a caffeine hit, I guess this is preferable to a hot cafe latte. There we go. Anything promoted by Tommy Lee Jones has to be good. Australia, get on board. Boss Coffee. It's pretty good. It's not quite as diarrhea inducing as Australian iced coffee. I don't know why Australian iced coffee gives you diarrhea. It could be because of the sugar content or the milk content, or just that there's so much of it. They always sell it in 500 mils, or you can even get one of those like liter ice breaks, which just seems insanity to me. I don't know, maybe there's like a diarrhea danger zone that, yeah, I don't know. But 237 mils, I think you're fine. You won't be in the danger zone.